Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to, I don't know, episode 128, something like that. Oh, actually, 128 is a significant number. I should have probably been a little bit more hyped for that. Sorry about that. Anyway, episode 128, yeah, woo! Anyway, welcome, everybody. Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. It is a Monday, so I know some people like Mondays, some people hate them. Either way, we're going to be doing some coding here on the stream. I pulled up this because I wanted to show it because I know there's some people that are not, that did not make our last few episodes, so I figured I would start here. So, first couple of things to get out of the way. Hello, my name is Brendan, and you can tell that because my name is written right below me here. Also, this here channel is DevChatter. Welcome. If you are new to the stream, then feel free to ask questions, follow along, write code. You can contribute, talk in the chat. We are having fun writing code together. We like to discuss things, so if you're wondering why I'm doing something some way, occasionally I derp things on the stream. It is hard to talk to people, talk about what you're doing, read text in the chat, and write code all at the same time. Trust me, I know. And let's see, other things to mention. You can bring up other languages, copious, even PHP. You can bring up Java, you can bring up C#, JavaScript. We can joke about stuff, but really, whatever language people use, hey, if it lets you get your job done, cool. All things are probably useful somewhere. Yeah, so I thankfully have not had to use PHP that much in my career, and that is not a dig against PHP. It is more the fact that it is more lining up with that I've been able to control what I've worked on. So, for example, I never wanted to work on SharePoint, and so I haven't worked on SharePoint. And that's not that people don't accomplish great things in it, it's just not a style that I wanted to work in. And that's the big thing, is that you can control where you work and what you want to do, and that is actually one of the nice things in our field. Okay, so people are probably wondering, what stuff are we working on today, Brendan? And the short answer for that is I do want to do a little bit more stuff with our game, and I'm thinking about setting it up using Phaser. So for anyone who doesn't know, Phaser is a how to describe this? It's a JavaScript library. Phaser.io is where you'll find it, and it is designed for game development. So you can use it for some simple game development stuff. Now, like with most engines, it's more designed for, like, you know, you click in here and you hit arrow keys. So you see, right now, the browser's scrolling when I hit these. It would capture the keys and send those through to the game and that sort of thing, right? Standard game, you know, you can move around, WASD, whatever. We don't control our game that way. So if you haven't seen our game, the way that we control it is this. We actually talk in our chat room, and you type in commands, and that's the way it goes. And so then I just moved right, and that killed the zombie. So cool. I was able to kill a zombie. Neat. And obviously now I can move around and do my thing. Now, what I don't think we implemented yet was I don't think we implemented the ability for the zombie or zombies to kill us. So we decided that we wanted to make a little roguelike game, which is what this is. It's basically you give individual commands, and so that allows the chat to sort of get involved and play this game together as a group, which we thought would be kind of fun. The interesting part here is, though, that because we're going to have the chat playing the game, we didn't want it to be like a live action style game. So we don't want movements to just be happening without us. Because it's hard to control how much involvement chat is going to have. So for some streamers, chat might interact a lot. On others, it might not be all that frequent. So we want to make sure that it's, you know, you give a command and it just does it. Okay. Let's have a look. Guten Abend, Turtle, Brendan. Yeah, basically, Copious. It'd be like having a little turtle that moves. Yep, it's that same kind of thing. Okay. So, I added a little shortcut button there for myself. I'm going to commit that. Add a link to the overlay. Convenience. I added a link for myself on the page just to help me get to where I was going. So, if I recall, Matt, we started this project on Thursday? Thursday, I believe? Last Thursday. Whoops. Let me confirm that. Last Thursday would have been the, what, 18th? That should be this one? Yep, it'd be this one. So, save this, go watch it later. Link in the chat. And welcome, Potato. Welcome, Matt. Okay, so for now, all I did with the zombies and the player they are just an image. Now, we are setting this up with the idea that those are going to be animated sprites at some point. So I want to have the character either idling around, or when they move from a space to another space, we're going to have them walk to that space. We're going to do some nice stuff like that. That's not what we're doing just yet, because we figured it's more fun to make the game playable first, and then we can make it look nice later. So right now, we set it up so that hit by player kills the zombie, and we hurt the player when he hits us. Can the player get killed? I think not. Also, when the zombie runs into the player should get hurt. So we're going to have to look into both of those. Thanks, Stoolpenner. And Yato Wave, welcome. Thanks for following. Yeah, Will Bennett, I'm not sure why your attempt to attack Bear Potato didn't work. Hey, Matt, thanks very much for the Tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciated. Let me go ahead and do this and then quickly switch back over here. While we're working on this game, I've got the hype overlay turned off on the stream, so I had to do it over here. The reason being that we are developing the game for the overlay, so since I'm just starting it off on there for convenience of development, I can't have the hype on the screen. But thanks very much for the sub. Please make sure to spam some of the hype emotes in chat, everybody, because we have some people in here that can do that. There you go, Bear Potato. Will defeated you in the duel. Okay, so we need to be able to kill the player. Zombies need to kill player. To do. Check for death. There it is. Alright, so let's say if underscore health is less than or equal to 0. I'm kind of okay with hard coding in the 0 right now because that's a fairly normal number. I think there's an auto forfeit on that, Potato, because I'm not planning on doing a duel right now while I'm streaming. If health is less than 0, then we need to kill the player. What do we want to do when the player's dead? Remove the player from the grid, maybe? Game over or something. This dot underscore health is less than or equal to 0. game over or something. I'm actually not sure how we want to game over just yet. We almost need to like start the game over again. Maybe remove the player from the grid, and we'll say if the player's not on the grid that it's game over. A player becomes one more zombie and a new player will be generated. There you go, Stoolpenner. Mobabo, yes, we're continuing with the roguelike a little bit. I'm not sure if we're going to get to full-on level development or anything like that just yet. Those are some good suggestions, just pulling them off the map and saying that the character's dead, or creating a zombie right there. Interesting ideas. Because we could... what do we do? We could just add a new zombie right here. Do we have access to the Wasteland game that's running? Right, Wasteful game that's running. Wasteful. Angry Red, Wasteful Brown, size... Copious. Zombies are dead already. Yeah, they're undead, as Will mentions. The trick, though, is a lot of times when a zombie kills someone, they make them undead, because they infect them. So that's usually the way the zombies work. So I like the idea of adding a new one when we get that. Where do we... We may need to actually step up to the more advanced thing when the player is able to die. I'm gonna leave that there for now. Player needs to be able to get hurt in another way also. So we made it so that when we move, if there's a target, that we hit the target. So I want to change how the zombie moves. I don't know, Copious. Maybe they use negative levels of health. Did you think about that one? Those are zombie health levels in the negatives. Actually, I'm just making stuff up at this point. Let's do this. I changed the way that movement worked for the player. We did move and then direction. If the player dies from something other than a zombie, will the zombie still raise the corpse? Mobabo, that is a great question. See, these are the important kinds of questions that we gotta actually figure out. So, move toward player. Toward player is going to be the direction. So, players are... Instead of saying movable, I want to say... move... New direction... left. Right, that's the way that we do it. Not right, but... And a direction is... Zombies start with -1000, and every time you hit a zombie, you add to the value. Would be fun that a zombie would be unzombified when it reaches -0. Yes, exactly, Stolepenner. Hey, Wheatlaw, welcome. No, the Fable, I am planning on using Phaser. Oh, and yeah, so I don't actually have to worry about that, the Fable, because we're running in a browser that's going to be the stream overlay here. So it just has to run in a fairly modern browser. We're not making a game that's supposed to be playable by the masses, because it only needs to run on a streamer's computer. So it's a very limited set of people whose computers would need to be able to run this. Not big on this just now. Left, right, up. No. Alright, so clearly in that case he's on the player, which doesn't make any sense anymore. This is more of a, like, I don't even know how that happened kind of thing. Okay, so move toward the player. Movement, new X, new Y, this X, this Y. So let's give it an X and a Y. This dot underscore X equals 7. This dot underscore Y equals 3. There we go. No longer need the movable thing. Return X. X is X, and Y is this dot underscore Y. Helps when you type correctly. This X, this Y, that's our location. Okay, good. Wheatlaw, you were off this weekend. Hopefully everybody had a pretty good weekend. It was a little cold where I was, but I was able to at least get out and have a little bit of fun. We went through a corn maze, which is, you know, nice fall activity. Player location, zombie location. I don't need to grab zombie location like that. I can just say this underscore X. And that one's Y. That one's also Y. So we don't need that. That simplifies a little. So we're basically saying if the player is to the left of the zombie, he moves left. If the player is to the right, he moves right. Okay. New question. Why not have all the game logic in C# on the server and use SignalR or something to update the client Twitchloff? That is actually a fantastic question. It is not a noob question at all. So that is actually one of the debates when setting this up, is do we set this up as a JavaScript game or do we set this up as a C# game? And part of the reason why we set it up as a JavaScript game is the fact that I expected we would probably want to use a JavaScript library at some point for this game. So there's two types of things that we want to build. Number one is I wanted to do a JavaScript game library based game. So that's what this is. I haven't grabbed, I should say I have not settled definitively on a JavaScript game library yet. It's very likely going to be Phaser. And then I also want to do a C# based game at some point doing the same kind of concept. And that one would be on Unity, most likely. As far as why not make this one have more of its code in C#, as you asked there, Twitchloff, one of the big reasons is that if we put too much of the logic on the server, then we get into kind of a weird situation, and this almost just becomes the display, which isn't inherently a problem, but I think some of that would get a little weird. So I was debating how much code to put in C# versus JavaScript for this, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, I saw some other stuff in there. I heard coding. What's a corn maze? Is that when a farmer just makes a maze in his field before the harvest? Never. I heard coding. No, not exactly. So, well, kind of. So one of the local farms here has a section of their cornfield that is used for the corn maze. And so the idea is, yeah, they harvest a bunch of corn, and then so the corn has already actually mostly been harvested at the farm. And what they do is they just basically just carve a maze right into the field. And yeah, they're actually really fun because every year they can just replant everywhere and make a new maze. So it's actually really neat. They're quite a lot of fun. Why using this? Oh, so because these are classes, we actually are required to use this in order to access our private members. That's just the way classes work. This is the player object passed into the function. Actually, it isn't in this case. This is the zombie class. So it's the way that classes work in ES6. So because of the fact that it gets so weird, just for classes they do it a little differently. Yanto Seth, welcome. Thanks for following. Much appreciated. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name there. Plain just use flour. Wait, what is this? Huh? What? Trying to make a cake. Oh, you're trying to make a cake from scratch. Yeah, Will. Coding is much easier than making a cake. Oh, Twitchloff. Yeah, no. We are going to do some things multiplayer, so we are going to be tracking some stuff server-side. Don't worry about that. I will be doing that. So what we're going to do server-side is we're going to indicate what is going on down in the program. So we're going to tell it the details of what's going on, and it's actually going to be able to send it back up to us. I was tinkering with Unity was fun. A couple of friends and I started trying to make something like Homeworld. Oh, that's really awesome, Stoolpenner. Yeah, I am really tempted to do something Unity here on the stream. That was actually my plan for January. It has been for like 8 months now that that in January I'm going to do that. Because I was kind of like, I'm going to start out a bunch of stuff and I'll do game development in my second year of streaming. So, this reminds me of little horror movies, Children of the Corn. Oh, yeah. I am Q. The, corn mazes are super creepy. They just put various, like, Halloween-themed stuff there. So there's, like, dead bodies, zombies, monsters, all kinds of stuff. So it's very cool stuff. Matt, what are you looking for? I don't know what you're looking for on the subs command. Okay, so let's see. I added in a move, which is going to check this. It's going to ask the grid, can we move to the new location? And we're going to say, no, you can't move to it. That means there's something there. This target, we'll say hit by the zombie. We might have to change up how this works, because we might need to actually put some pathfinding on the zombie. He's not very smart right now. He just moves shortest path to the player right now, which is wrong. So we'll say hit by a zombie for whatever target he hits. So we're going to make hit by a zombie. And hit by zombie is going to do... It's just going to decrease health. I don't really like the simplicity of how we did that one. Oh, sorry, Will Bennett. Yeah, the hype is not on that screen. The hype is back on this screen. So this is where the hype is right now. I have the overlay turned off because this is the overlay. So we'll just decrease health by 1 if you're hit by the zombie. 2. You get hurt by the zombie when you attack it. When it hits you, it's going to hit harder. So if you let the zombie hit you, you're going to die quickly. Don't let the zombie hit you. Actually, let's do this. Hit by zombie, that's the zombie, and we'll do zombie dot damage. Get damage. Return this dot underscore damage. And by setting it up with variables, we could even adjust difficulties. The zombie hits you by stepping onto your space, Wheatlol. So if the zombie steps on your space that you occupy, that means that you did not kill him upon getting next to him. You move on to his space. Let's go get killed by a zombie. Derp, he doesn't move. Zombie's not moving. Derp, 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 derp. Direction's not defined. I did not include the quote using at the top. Zombie is not defined. Export class zombie. Wasteful. Import zombie from zombie. Now let's go back to our page and I can remove that. So we're using imports now instead of all that junk. I don't think anything's using movable anymore. I think that's gone. There we go. There's the game back again. Yes, I made those sprites myself. That is my masterful artwork. The delay shouldn't be too bad, Bokyo. I'm responding to you right as it appeared. Derp, this dot underscore move is not a function on zombie. What? Really? Oh, this derp. That's internal. There we go. Hey, good, he's moving again. Okay, so I'm gonna step next to him and he's gonna hit me. So keep watching my health. Health is at 3 right now. Okay, it attempted decrease health is not defined. Okay, so where did we call that? That was at player 39. Did I forget to say this dot? I bet I did. I did. This dot. So this dot decrease health by zombie damage. Alright, so we're going to move down. Move right. So health is increased to 4. Okay, health is at 4. I'm going to move up. That's going to bonk me into that barrel that's right above me. Then the zombie's going to hit me. And I took a damage. Only one? Only one. Really? I thought I set their damage to 2. Did I set it to 1? Maybe I set it to 1. I set it to 1. Okay, cool. So the zombie is eating me as I, you know, move up. Derp. Move up. Hey, health of -1. I must be a zombie now, right? Cool. Alright, so that works. Let's see. That is chain zombie movement. Allow attack player. Allow zombie attack player? We'll say allow zombie attack player. Okay. Zombie hit you so hard your health became undefined. What program do you use for the image? Yanto, I am using Paint.net to draw my images, but then again, I already used Paint.net for other stuff, so... Classic JS application? Move away, Mobabo. It was an undefined error? I didn't see an undefined error. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so there are actually... Oh, nice, Wheatlaw, yeah. Yep. Errors are common in JavaScript. Very little safety net in the language. What with, you know, not compiling, but, let's have a look. So I can kick up his damage. Try that again. Should work just fine. Let's confirm. Boom! One-shots me. So, okay, cool. Works. Ship it. So health is 3, max health is 5. We're definitely limiting that. Okay, so hit by a zombie, add defensive, decrease health. Health is less than 0, game over, or something. We want to say this dot underscore grid, remove sprite. So we're going to remove the player in that case. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Bokyo. Hopefully that's a little faster. Welcome back. Let's see. What do we want to do? We have that. So we remove him from there. We could add in a zombie and add in a new one. Maybe we want to be watching at the level of wasteful. And when we update frame, we check to see if the player's dead. So don't check on the player. Let's do this. We're going to check at the level of the game. We're not going to check at the level of the player. We're going to watch at the level of the game. Actually, we can do it. Check if player dead. There we go. Why no config file with constants for player, zombie, health, and damage? Oh, Bilkio, we can certainly do that. So I think what is going to happen long term is we're going to get that data from the database from the server. So we're going to have our C# application tell the JavaScript game what values it's going to be using. So that's the idea, Bokyo, is when we start a new game, that's going to be triggered by our application. So we're going to do something like this. It might be... we might do like wasteful.start or something like that, and that's going to trigger the game to begin. Who knows? Something like that. But we'll intentionally be starting these games from the server. So the game is a JavaScript game, but it's going to be managed by a C# application. So that data will come from elsewhere. It will not be in here. If this _player less than or equal to 0, then we want to do something. Equals false. Start game. This dot, whoops, that should be underscore is running. Is running equals true. This dot underscore is running equals false. So we'll set the game to be off when we do that. How do we end a game? I actually don't know how to do that one. Quest animation frame. I guess I could just say only do that if the game is running. We did this. Otherwise, this would be the last time it ran, and we would draw game over or something. Underscore draw game over. Nope, game over. I did say 2 words on that. So let's just say derp this dot underscore context dot what do we want to do? And then this dot did I do the other part as an info section? Is that what I called it? That's what I wanted. There we go. I'm gonna borrow that text. We're gonna come over here and draw game over is gonna be this. This is gonna be Hangry Red. Hangry Red. And for now we're just gonna say 128 pixels Arial. And we're just gonna say game over. And position should be middle of the screen. Hey, lucky number 7, welcome. Good morning. You're gonna love what we're working on. You should stick around for a minute. Let's just put this at 2020 for now. Actually, we want to put it on the bottom. Canvas height, so -10. Let's see how that looks. I think that'll work. We're making a game here, Lucky, and I'm impressed that you knew it was morning for me. Is it morning? No, it's not morning. What am I talking about? It's the middle of the day. It's afternoon. It's like almost 3 o'clock. I know what time it is where I am. I can't type, apparently. Down. Move down. Move left. Run away! Just kidding. Alright, so we're going to try to run away. The zombie has us pinned. I'm going to keep moving left, because then the zombie's going to attack me. We're going to go left again. Game over! There we go. Seeing the thing stops. And, yeah. Should no longer redraw or anything. Yep, so it's done. It stopped. There's our game over. So we got to game over, so we can die. Right now it does need a refresh when you do that. But that's not bad. It says health equals 1 wheat low, but that's because we didn't do our final update of the screen. We hit 0 on that. We'll try and stick around, just trying to get some stuff done before my flight. Oh, lucky number 7, yeah, you're heading to TwitchCon. Sadly, I'm not making it to TwitchCon this year. Might be in the cards for me next year. We'll see how that goes. I would love to meet up with everybody. Make sure you say hi to some people for me. Quick question from Bear Potato. How does this game start for the user? Bear Potato, it doesn't yet. You are ahead of where we are. Given that when a game ends or before one starts, will it just sit in a game over state? Or should you maybe have an idle state where a zombie chase a robot player around the map or something with startup instructions? Yeah, that is ahead of things there, Bear Potato. But we'll be getting there. So the intention is for players to be able to use some of those arcade tokens that you've been building up for all this time here in the chat room, and maybe it'll take some number of arcade tokens, and you'll be able to run in the zombie game. So we'll let you try and get through some levels of the zombie game, keeping in mind that I'm currently thinking that, and now maybe I'm crazy for this, but I'm thinking we'll still have everybody controlling these characters, not just one. So anybody can give orders for your character. But to that end, I'm thinking we might do like a red team, blue team kind of a thing. So you might have allies who want your guy to do well. So we'll try to help you, and you might have other players that are trying to walk you into a zombie. So we'll see how it goes. We'll try to make it relatively survivable. So we'll see. And yeah, Bear Potato, that's the idea. Some kind of something along those lines. And yep, that's awesome, Lucky. Yeah, Fritz and I actually worked together for a bunch of years at a company called Telerik, which you may have heard of. So if you've ever heard of Telerik, Fritz and I worked there together for a bunch of years. So. Hey, Rubik's, welcome. You have other players that will help you become a zombie. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea who wants to help everybody become a zombie. You'll notice that my player and zombie characters intentionally look very similar. Bokyo, yes, I've been to Bulgaria a few times. It's a nice place. That is the one, lucky number 7. In fact, does Fiddler still have the website I worked on? Fiddler, Telerik. Do they still use the website? Or did they move everything? No, they moved everything on board. When Fiddler got its new website, I was part of the team that did that. But yeah, that's the company I worked for. What made you quit? Oh no, Mobabo. Well, I went and worked for some other companies. Yeah. I've worked for a handful of places since then. I haven't worked at Telerik in 4.5 years ago. I worked at Telerik. It's been a while. And welcome, Matt the Dev Codes. Wow, Bokyo, not that you've got opinions on that or anything. Okay, move down, move right. So we eat tacos just fine. Merge with Microsoft. They didn't merge with Microsoft, Bokyo. Telerik is not part of Microsoft. Separate company. Telerik was acquired by a company named Progress Software. Fritz left Telerik to go work at Microsoft. I left and went to go work for a consulting firm based in Texas for a while. Okay, so we have a game over when the player dies. I kind of want to get everything else pulled in this way with these imports. Let's do that. So we'll bring in Taco, and Player, and Grid. Taco, Player, Grid. Taco. Wait, we're gonna make that one Taco. Player, Grid, Player, Taco, Grid. Okay, so now everything's pulled in from these imports from these various different files. Yes, exactly, Fuel Snable. I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, you noticed the significant number of 128. I started off the stream and I was like, welcome to episode 128 or something. I'm like, wait a minute, this is 128. Why did I say that in such a calm way? This is exciting. Gotta get amped up and hyped for episode 128. That's a nice round number as far as we're concerned. 128 streams, everybody. Isn't that crazy? 128. Alright, let's go ahead and refresh this, make sure that didn't break anything. There we go. Okay, so I did not export from these yet. Derp. I need to export. Export class grid, which means I'm probably not doing it on Taco either. Export class Taco and player. Export the class player. There we go. Seems to work there. Hey, welcome, Random Skunk and friends. Welcome to DevChatter. Hopefully you're all having a pretty good day today. We're gonna kill the zombie. Works. Cool, so we killed the zombie, got a little bit hurt in the process, but welcome, Random Skunk. Thank you for that raid. Glad to see you're here. Brian is a good friend of mine, has started streaming. Everybody should make sure to take a look at his stream. Brian is a very smart guy. I've known him for a bunch of years. I forget exactly where we met, but he did attend my user group, I think, one time forever ago when he was, like, driving through town. I don't know if you're still there, Brian, but if you are, it's an interesting story. I think you even had your family with you when you were stopping by, which is a hilarious thing to be like, oh yeah, I'm on a road trip with my family, I'm going to stop by at a user group. You're like the only person I know that ever did that. Usually people don't do that. You're a little crazy. Crazy in a good way. Crazy in a good way. So we're going to do imports of allow game over. Import JavaScript classes. There we go. Okay, so we got that. We got that. So let's do this. We're in a branch for Rogue. I'm going to branch off of that Rogue branch. And we're going to make a branch off of that because I want to branch for this thing we're going to do so that I can throw it out if we mess it up at all. So I'm going to do Benrick Rogue Phaser. So this is the Phaser implementation of our Rogue game. Did it not switch us to that? Did that fail to create that branch? Benrick Rogue Phaser. There we go. I must have hit enter, which must somehow not mean create it. I don't know. Okay, so let's do this. Phaser.io. How do they recommend the installs? I don't actually want to download it. Is Phaser a package somewhere? Moragoth, welcome. Thanks for following. Much appreciated. Retyped Phaser, do a code, Phaser plugins. Don't know. I guess I'll just download it and include it for now. We can always make it a little bit nicer later. Oh, they did have it. See? That's funny. It said it right there. So let's do this. So I'm going to hop over into Visual Studio. We're going to go to the overlay CSHTML file. Which one did I get on my clipboard? I have the full one. So this is the development. Environment includes development. So in development, we are going to include that script. And when it's not development, we're going to include the other one. So this one is environment exclude development. So it's one of the nice things that they did in ASP.NET Core is they did include development and exclude development, which is like the easiest way to be like, I don't want to list all my various environments. I just want to say, just exclude that one. So like development is the only one that's different. Like the staging environment, things like that, we probably want the minified one so that it's like it's gonna run in live. There we go. Okay. So Phaser should be on there. We now need to do, so I looked at how it works. Essentially, it wants us to create a, new game object when we use it. No, where's your, here we go. Getting started? Getting started. What version of Phaser am I using? I just copied that in there. It's whatever version you told me. 3. I already have a web server. Thank you. Good. I'm on Windows. Cool. Next. I already have a text editor. Thank you. I already downloaded it. Okay. Config, type, phaser. Ah, okay, so they're making config thing and then creating that. I'm probably just going to pass that in all at once. Let's take a look. Let's go to our wasteful JS. I don't want physics. Our game doesn't use it. Preload, create. Those are probably, so this is probably loading sprites. This is probably setting up the things like adding the zombies, stuff like that. That's not our width and height. We should have those though, as they are our canvas height and width. This dot underscore canvas height. This dot underscore canvas width. Those are lowercase, aren't they? Derp. And then create a new game. Pass in the config. Ah, we did that already. Did I? I did. I was just testing you there, Bear Potato. I wanted to make sure you were all paying attention. Yeah. Just want to make sure you were all paying attention. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's what you do. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to create this stuff that they did, but base URL. No, I'm not going to set a base URL, but I might load in my assets. I assume that this tells it, hey, you're going to be pulling your assets from that relative URL. Let's confirm that. Yep, I was correct. That is what it does. I can tell because that's where the space sky asset is, right there. Bokyo, yeah, you're probably right. VS Code's probably a little bit more convenient for doing all the JS parts of this. They're doing a bunch of stuff that I don't really want to do. So we create this, height and width, create new game. I'm actually thinking I don't want to put this in here, because I made this a class and everything, which I think is going to make it a little bit weird for that. Maybe not. We'll put it back. Alright, so we're going to call start game on this thing. How do we start up this game? Do they not have like a... Do they not call it just when it's created, it just goes and it runs? I guess it does. Creating it must start it too. Oh, scenes. That's where we set them up. Okay, I got it. I see where that happened. Okay. So we'll make preload and create. Underscore preload underscore create. So this will be preload. And actually I think that has to be this dot. canvas._create. And those will set up the basic scenes. And if I leave it with their assets, it should show up immediately, I think, because it's just referencing their versions. That's awesome. Hang on, do they have this on? Okay, so they do have HTTPS versions of them. That's just funny. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Add of undefined. Line 67. So physics add image. I didn't add. Yeah, I didn't use physics. So I'm gonna turn that off. Don't think we need that. Shouldn't need that. We're just gonna add in. Create is just gonna add the image. Just the background image should appear. But I don't even see it. I don't even know where that thing's appearing. Oh, Mobabo, it could be behind the canvas. Good guess. I hadn't thought about that. Phaser IO display in my canvas. Can I make it? Can I tell it to use my canvas that I already created? I guess I can hide my canvas, and we'll see if it's back there. So we'll just do this. Display none on my canvas. See what happens? Hey, there it goes. Yep, it was behind it. So, behind my canvas. Has an interesting problem. Congratulations, everyone. My cat Jolie would love to say hi. Say hi, everyone. Oh. Hello, people out on the internet. You're not gonna say hi into the microphone? Okay. Sorry guys, cat stream's over. That's all we got. Yeah, no, I don't have cheeseburger, but no, the cat came by, wanted attention. He starts like climbing my leg when he wants attention. So hacker alert, black and white cat. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna hack like that, but sure. Let's see. Phaser. Tile. Background. Tile sprites? No. I want a tiling background. Huh. Getting rid of that before I forget. Let's bring that back. Redisplay the game. Which, in order to make that happen, we would want to not show that canvas. Whoops. I want this. Wait, hang on. Looking through the canvas stuff, I'm hoping there's a way to tell it to use my existing canvas. But maybe it won't like that because I'm already using another canvas. I guess if we work on moving the entire game into this, we don't need the other canvas at all. We can just use this one. I guess that works. Okay. So... where's our data live? Let's open up Zombie. So, base URL, I'm hoping it takes a relative one. The sprites we can add are barrel, barrel0 dot ping. We'll do barrel fire, which is going to be barrel fires. We need taco. Taco! And that's taco 0. We need tires. Tires 0. And then tires fire. Whoops. Derp. Oh man, I can't type today, everybody. I'm gonna check out what's going on in chat there in a second. Don't you worry about that. Tires fire 0. Wow, I can't type today. And welcome, thanks for following, whoever that was. Yellow hat player. Ping, and that is player. And then we're going to do zombie. That is going to be zombie 0. Okay, stuff going on. New game with extra options. Yeah, Bokyo. That's how that works. Praise the coffee. Welcome. Thanks for following. And thank you for all the hype there, S&B and Trank. Bit excited for some applicative functor love in F#. Fuel Snable, there's a lot of stuff to always be excited about when it comes to development. Always good stuff going on. Actually, hang on a second. That's not the player I was using. I pulled the wrong one, I think. Because that's a sprite sheet one, and I don't want a sprite sheet one just yet. This one? That's the one I want. Named incorrectly, but ought to work still. The same. Hat, yellow shirt. Player idol 0. I'm not going to add an image called Sky. I am instead going to do something else. I am going to add an image 42 by 42 that is called rocky ground tile. Let me do this. Rocky ground 0. 1 and 2. 0, 1, and 2. I made a few tiles for ground so we can make our ground look a little bit nicer. Root Guy! Hey, Root Guy, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Not like this, though. I don't get out of the bed for some default interface methods. Yeah, see? Are you kidding? Tons of people are up out of bed for default interface methods. They're up out of their bed and angry and yelling about it. Had to write a Lisp plugin for Twitch so I could watch the stream again. No idea what you're talking about, Root Guy, but Lisp is fun. I have not done anything even Lisp-like since, well, it's been a while. Been a long time. Good stuff, as I recall. Those are obstacles. I'm going to leave a little bit of spacing here, so that's food items, this is obstacles, this is moving characters, this is background images. We'll change how that preload works at some point later. Once we do that, we now need to set up all of our grid stuff. So that is actually when we're supposed to create the grid and that sort of thing. We'll try this. Create the grid, create the player, create the zombies, create the items, create the obstacles. Set is running to true. So we'll do that down here in the create method. That seems to be what makes sense. You're supposed to have everything loaded and then you start running things. This is just the way that Phaser has it set up. So I'm not sure. I don't think our this dot stuff that we're doing is going to work based on the fact that we're in a class. I think it's going to be a little bit weirded out by that. A JavaScript class, I don't think that this is going to work because I think it's supposed to be something. Hang on, how's it? Let's open up Phaser again. I meant getting started, not learn. Phaser 3. What did they say? They just started this off in here? Yeah, this is... yeah, Wheatlaw. It's slightly different, though. Start from... Phaser scenes. How scenes work. But where are the scenes, guys? Just create any scenes you want. Phaser 3 docs, here they are. Alright, let's hop over their examples that they were trying to help me to look at. Where are the scenes, guys? Preload, create, update, render. Ah, there we go. See? Update and render. Those are some good ideas for scenes. Now you're into what I was talking about. I'm not sure if I'm creating these or if these are like... Update is this underscore update, and render is going to be this dot underscore render. So they load a sprite sheet there, which I need to figure out how they use sprite sheets in this at some point. So we did a preload to preload a bunch of stuff. Simon says something or other, get ready, you win, blah blah blah. That sounds like a hilarious game, by the way. Okay, so update has to basically be this, right? Except it's not doing request animation frame. It's not really those pieces. None of those are really what I want to do, though. All right, tell you what, everybody, we're not gonna spend our time digging into this one just yet. We're gonna go ahead and say starting some phaser stuff. May toss this. whip. Starting some phaser stuff, may toss this. There we go. Just so it's saved. But we're not going to work on that right now. So, I am going to switch the bot back to master branch. We are going to reload the bot. Get it running. For now, I'm going to go ahead and give it the full kill, so it's going to take a second before it comes back up. And we are going to work on a little bit of other stuff today. I will dig into that further. Hopefully I can figure out how those scenes are supposed to work. I'll go read a little bit on it outside the stream. We'll come back. We'll put it together. As I said, I do want to get it running on a game engine, but what? Guessing maybe something in my database? Hey Mike, welcome, thanks for following. Welcome to DevChatter. Did I make a new table that I didn't put back here, maybe? I don't think I made anything. Let's run this again. We'll take a look at the stack trace, see where that was happening. View details. Delete statements. Why is it trying to delete aliases? I'm confused right now, guys. What are you doing to me? What are you trying to do? Entity framework, what are you doing? What are you doing? Delete. Why are you trying to delete anything? You're not supposed to be deleting anything. What the heck is going on? Yeah, apparently, Skynet's trying to delete all our datas. Okay. We're gonna make this a conditional breakpoint. We're gonna say user from DB is equal to null is the condition we're waiting for. So this is null. Chat user should be someone that we haven't created in the database yet. So we didn't find them. And that should step in. We've created a new data item. We add it to the set. We save changes. And why in the crap is it trying to delete something when all we've done is add? Claims we're trying to mess with aliases? We're most definitely not messing with aliases. Alright, we're gonna drop in here. We're gonna debug in and see if we can figure out what the heck is going on. Okay, database migration works. We're gonna ensure initial data. Hey, Sourceify, welcome. So we get here, we try to create another new user, and it blows up. That's so weird. I don't get what it's trying to do. I don't understand why it's trying to do that. Doesn't even make sense. Yeah, Karma Lightwing, I agree. There's something weird going on in the database, and I'm not sure what the heck happened. Here's what we're gonna do. Whoops, I did not mean to go to that. I meant to go to the EF generic repo. I'm just going to drop breakpoints in every single thing it's trying to do here. Let's figure out what this thing's doing. Yeah, Matt. So I actually used to use Dapper all the time too. I chose to use Entity Framework on this project specifically because we're doing it live for everybody, and so I was like, okay, we'll do the one that like most people are gonna run into. Was kind of my thought, but man, I am not sure right now whether that was a good idea or not. Okay, so we call list a bunch. I think this is probably to confirm that that we got the right stuff. Whoa, hang on. Here we go. What's going on? We're removing something. What are we removing? Command entity. Wasteful move. I bet that's it. I bet that's it. Hang on. I know the problem, everybody. I know the problem. Yay! I figured out what's going wrong. Awesome. We can fix this. There it is. So I got overzealous and I did something that I think is still probably a good idea. but it doesn't work in this circumstance, and I will show you what that is. Let's hop over to our database for a second, and I will illustrate the problem. Okay, so over here, we have a concept called a command word. So our command word, we have a command called wasteful move. And that is, so we named our game Wasteful, and so we wanted to make sure that if we have multiple games, you know, Wasteful move is going to call this. Maybe we'll make it so that all games trigger from the same ones, and just whichever game's running is the one that gets the command move. We'll figure that out later. For now, we called it Wasteful move. We can rename it if we like. That's too long to type. I don't want to type Wasteful move every time I want to do something. And I apologize about the text of this screen being a little small. That's what it says inside of this field. Wasteful move. Here's the problem. We're trying to delete this row, and we did not obey the foreign key, which I'm glad we didn't, because I don't actually want to lose this. We have over here an alias that exists. Now, we might be getting rid of this correctly. That I don't know. We have an alias called move right here, and that is the foreign key that matches with this. So those match up. So that is move calls wasteful move. Works just fine. I think it's trying to delete both of those. I could be wrong, but the problem is this. There is a third layer right here. Oh no, we didn't do this one. We just did a basic alias. Okay, never mind. We just did move left. So this alias record is not getting deleted. And essentially we need to get rid of it when we get rid of this. The problem is I don't think I want to get rid of it just yet. So let's go to setup database again, and let's go to wherever alias is in here. Whoops. I don't want the hangman words. Did I put it somewhere else? Alias. Command entity? Where do these things get used? Where do they get created? Oh, command data. No, not in there. Setup command data. There it is. Found it. Okay. So setup command data. This is the one that we wanted. Update command data. Words to remove. Any. Let's not do that right now. That's more for maintenance cleanup. In this case, what's happening is it's trying to get rid of it, and we're working on a branch, and that doesn't exist right now. So there we go. Now that I think about it, I'm confused why it was giving me the wrong stack trace, but that is a problem for another day. Nope, not doing the Kotlin today. New file. This is not a plain text file. This is a foo.cs. We'll update that later. No, Karma Lightwing, not Kotlin. We did Kotlin in a previous stream, so if you want to see that, you can go check that one out. That was mildly mind-numbing since I don't know Kotlin. I should learn Kotlin at some point. But in like a, you know, I'm reading through some documentation or an article or something like that type of way. Not just banging my head against the wall on it. Count the smiley faces. That sounds fun. Yes, I want a light one. I did a little bit of head banging today. Come on, Code Wars, run faster. Wheatlaw, that is true. Yeah, Karma Lightwing. So, to be fair, one of the best ways to learn a language is to go and try to use it, but a lot of times what you end up doing is going and reading a bunch of articles about it while you're working on it, so it's like, oh, you hit a point, then you go read some stuff. That doesn't work great for a stream. I mean, I'm sure some people do it that way, but I'm not yet comfortable with, like, spending a lot of time reading during a stream. I'd usually rather spend some time writing code rather than just reading it. So... But that's me. What? Code Wars, what are you doing to me? That was a lie. Given an array as an argument, complete the function count smileys that should return the total number of smiling faces. Oh man. This is absurd. This actually sounds really hilarious. I don't know if you guys see what this code is, but it is nuts. Yeah, Fuel Snable. That's basically what the idea of doing a kata, for example, for learning a language is. That way you're focused on learning the new language, not worried about the domain of the problem, because you already know how to do that. So given an array as an argument, complete the function count smileys that should return the number of smileys. And Wheatlol, the thing that's nuts is just the faces. Like, the idea of, like, understanding what constitutes a smiley face just sounds really hilarious. Rules for each smiling face must contain a valid pair of eyes. Eyes can be... Oh, they don't allow equal signs to be eyes or an X? Oh, man. A smiley face can have a nose, but it does not have to. Hey, that's funny how they did a smiley face on that. That was really cute. Did you guys see that? That was clever. Someone wrapped it in parens so that it itself could be a smiley face. We're not going to do that, though. Save that, run it. I agree. See, Mubabu? Yeah. Just feed it some facial recognition. Thanks, Hoaxfish. Yeah, that'll work well. Yeah, no love for the equal sign of the X here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this to start off with. I'm going to go ahead and say const... I'm going to make a list of these. Just a string is your characters. String, let's call this eyes equals those. Const smiley face can have a nose, but it doesn't have to. Valid characters for noses, so string noses equals that or that. Const string. Every smiley face must have a smiling mouth. It should be marked with that or that. So smiling face, so they'll never do the backwards one where it's the other way. It seems to be what they're implying. So we'll call that mouths equals, what did they say? Open parens or a capital D? The only ones they allow? Wow, that's disappointing. Okay, do it by lambda expression. Mubabu, yeah, we could lambda this thing. We could totally do that. We could regular expression this. You're not going to do this in one in regex? Yeah, yeah. See, see. I commented before I got to that part. Program like it's 1930 again. We could do pattern matching, technically. Let's not, and say we didn't, because we didn't. So let's do it then. Regex. My regex. My face regex equals new regex. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this. We're gonna hop over here. And, whoops, that's not where I wanted to be. 2018, 10, 2. .NET new class lib. Hang on, was there actually an XUnit project? Oh, let's just do that. .NET new XUnits. There we go, much better. Alright, .NET test. There we go. Okay, cool. Whoops. I meant to close folder, not close window, but, you know, why not put those right next to each other, guys? Okay, there we go. This should be the right one now. Let's steal their unit tests. Boom. Thank you for the unit tests. XUnit. Oh man, these are terrible. I forgot how bad the unit tests are in this. Theory. Line data. Are you freaking kidding me? Four, 2, 1, 0. Why can't they just write these like this to begin with? They're so much better this way. Hang on while my cat shreds a box behind me. Yeah, Fuel Snable, this is going to be one regex. This is going to be int expected, and this is string array input data. So that'll be input data right there. and this will be expected. Don't need these, and it is not assert equal, it is assert, it's not assert r equal, it's assert equal, and we do not have kata.count smileys yet, but we're about to. Generate type, we'll put it in here. We'll put it right next to this one, because we don't really care. It can be right there. We'll make internal static. It's not an enumerable of object. This is just a number. And we want to spit that back out. Where's our data? It's right there. How much did I steal? That whole thing? Okay, regex is a type I need to get included. Actually, let me put this at the top of the file. Okay, eyes, noses, mouths. Regex my face equals new regex, and what? We need to pass in some kind of a string. That'll be the regex, and then we want to do smileys.count. This is going to be using system link. Will it give me that? Good. And so this will be s. We're going to say my face regex dot. Actually, we can just do isMatch, right? We'll just do an isMatch of s. So if that string matches the face regex, count it. Which actually, why don't we just do like regex dot isMatch and pass in the pattern as the second one. So we're just going to say s, and then there's going to be our regex, and we'll just do this. And maybe we, you know, because we're baking this into the regex, we won't use those eyes and mouth. I am struck by yeah, fuels navel. It's the kata. C. Let's do .NET test. This should fail. Already contains the definition of kata. I left one down here. Derp. A test passed. Hey! Cool. So now it treats them as separate tests, which is why we want to structure this way instead of the way that Code Wars was doing it. Okay, so first things first. We need to say that we're looking for eyes, a nose, and a mouth. So first off, it needs to have one of those or one of those. And then it needs to have an optional, one of these or one of these, so we're going to say that. And then it needs to have a mouth of some kind, one of these and one of these. And I don't know if they're allowed to have space or not. Let's go ahead and save that, run it, and see what we get so far. We're done already? I don't even use these. Oh god, can that really be done already? I hope that's not done already. But I thought they were gonna like trick me with like having spacing or something like that being an option. I could check the start and the end as well, just to be sure that I really have it. So we'll do a start of the string and end of the string. So it's definitely just that piece. Yeah, that is just funny. So we'll put this in here. It's just hilarious. It doesn't know what regex is, but we'll fix that. So we need this and this. We need these pair of usings at the top. Do we need any other usings? I don't think we do. We didn't do anything else weird. Yep, no, there it is. Attempt. Well, that was derpy. Hey, Crimson Green. Welcome. Wait, I said attempt. Why didn't it? Shouldn't it now be like, hey, you did it. You've passed all the tests. Can't I, like, send it in now? I'm, like, done? But, oh, it's reloading. There's a thing. There's a progress bar up at the top. Hey, there, now it'll let me submit the final version. Yeah, I noticed that, Mubabu. Website's kind of slow sometimes. Why are you standing? Are you a hipster? Do you stink? No, I am standing because I like standing, actually. No, it's more comfortable this way. I'm not logged in. What? What do you mean I'm not logged in? Hang on, let me log in. Well, that's annoying. It didn't accept my thing, so I guess we're gonna copy-paste this back in again. Good thing I did it out here, huh? Okay, let's attempt that again. See what happens. Hey, there we go. Submit final. They logged me out for some reason. I don't know why. That's funny. Zero or one. Oh, yeah, they were way more specific than I was, which means it's a bad set of tests. Although really realistic, so I guess they were more specific. No, yeah, no. There's no test that mine would fail that one wouldn't. Oh, that one's funny. You could string join it. Anyway. The hipster comment triggered my wish to watch Epic Rap and Nerd vs. Geek again. Also, nerds stink hipsters only. Wow, Fuel Snable, that's kind of amazing. Yeah, no, Karma Lightwing. Here, I'll prove it to you. Hang on, Karma Lightwing doubts. Karma Lightwing doubts. Let me save that there for a second. Alright, Karma Lightwing, we're going to put that one in there. That should not count as a smiley face. We're going to save that, so we're going to say there are 0 smiley faces in there. We're going to run this test. Test run successful. And in fact, I could do this as well. Where the only difference is that we had 2 sets of eyes. That should also not count as a smiley face, which is totally valid. I mean, like, our test is right, our code is right, and that proves it, because these tests don't succeed. So there we go. Top-down movement system, like key down kind of stuff. Interesting. That is 1 set of eyebrows and 1 set of eyes. Thanks, Stoolpenner. Yeah. No, see, that's what I was saying, Karma Lightwing. We should be covered in that. When a key is first pressed, the player has to change direction to that of the current key without moving. If the key is still being pressed during the update, the player will move towards the current direction. The vectors... Guys, we were doing game stuff earlier. We're not doing more game stuff. That's what we were doing earlier. No. Definitely not Silicon Valley. Not a fan of Silicon Valley. Don't need to go there. That's the glory of the internet. Developers can do whatever they want from wherever they are in the world. Highest scoring word. I don't know what that means. But I do like that kind of stuff. Given a string of words, you need to find the highest scoring word. What does the score mean? Each letter of a word scores points according to its position in the alphabet. Ah, okay. You need to return the highest scoring word as a string. If two words score the same, return the word that appears earliest in the original string. All letters will be lowercase and all inputs will be valid. Good. Alright. Easy enough. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna link it, Wheatlall. I look like that secret agent guy from the Kingsman. Well, thank you, Armitage. I have no idea who that is, but I believe you. Clearly. String alphabet. A, B, C, D. There we go. Don't know if I'll need that, but I'm going to start there. And I know I'm going to need a few of these, so we're going to using system and using system link and using system collections generic. Highly likely that we might use one or more of those, so I could care that. Haven't decided yet. You look. Oh yeah, Crimson Green. I do look like that weird guy that you can meet at tech conferences. There we go. So we got alphabet. We're gonna get a string. What is an input? Man, I need a taxi. Oh, okay. So split based on string. Based on a space, I mean. S dot split based on that. Actually, let's take this code over to here. Let's make a new class. New file. This is going to be... Actually, let's just copy the existing file. Copy paste. Unit test 2 is not going to have kata in it. It's going to have high score word. High score word tests. Let me borrow you, Tess. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What are you... Wow. They have one person that understands test cases and one doesn't. And this is an absolutely absurd way to write test cases, just for the record. High score word tests. Derp. Because you can actually just say, like, theory. And then we're going to inline data this. Inline data, derp. String is all we're passing in, and there's an expected return value, so we'll do that, comma that, and that will be string input. See, they had one person that actually knew how C# worked and one that didn't. That made these tests. Which is kind of funny. And we're gonna say assert equal expected. Gotta hide that. It's not S, it's input. It's not called kata, it's called high score word. Input. We're going to put that up there as well. Return that .NET test. There we go. All right, get a checkup on chat. Hey, Codair, welcome. Oh, not gonna start. Oh yeah, Wheatlaw, that's a good idea. I should do that. Actually, you don't need the alphabet. You can just cast each character code, and then these codes are yep. You guys are right. You guys are right. Boxy Baby, good thing I read your message before you got your other message deleted. Wondering about the casing, though. It shouldn't be a problem. They said it was all lowercase, Wheatlaw. They gave us that instruction. As I said, hey, Codair, welcome. Could you elaborate on the test case thing, why it's absurd? No, what they did was fine. What I meant is the previous ones. This test case that they set up is actually good, but normally on Code Wars, I find that they haven't used test cases, and someone just did a loop inside the method or something like that, or they, like, copy-pasted their assert 20 times, and it's like... The problem is I can't tell how many of those are failing, and I can't tell if one changed. I only get the first one that fails tells me about it. Whereas if you use a test case, it treats them as separate tests, and you get the data. So it's very informative that way. Heritage. No, we're not doing a hackathon. This is DevChatter. This is episode 128. We stream 4 times a week here on the channel, just doing various coding stuff. Sometimes we do what we're doing now, which is just doing some coding exercises. We were working a little bit earlier on a stream overlay game that we're building to put on the stream here. We're doing that in JavaScript. It's kind of fun. A test program returns 1 for a bad failed test case is good enough for me. A word select sum to get the score. Yes, you pretty much could do the cast there, Boxy Baby. We can't just cast the letters to an int, though, because A isn't going to equal 1 by default. Yeah, sorry about that, Boxy Baby. Okay. So, you guys are right. We should get rid of this. That is absolutely correct. We do not need the alphabet. What we want to do is this, though. First off, we want to do s.split, s.soku, split, and we want to split it on the space character. This is going to get us back our words. List of string words. Actually, it's an array of string. So that's words. Words dot max. So we want to get the largest word. This is the one we're going to return. So we want to return the max. Code error. Yeah, it does. Can you convert characters to ASCII code in C# easily? WorldWake, yes. If you just cast it to an integer, yes, you get the int value. A character in C# is just that int, so it works out well. Stolpenner, I believe they'll both ship to England, actually. The Streamlabs merch is the one that took a while to get to S&B, but I don't know why it took that long. But yeah, we have various stuff like mugs and things like that. Fuel Snable. Yeah, but if you take a look at the beginning characters, it essentially is going to match. But either way, for this we don't actually need to worry about that. Okay, so we want to do. We want to take each of these letters. We want to get a sum of the values. So we want to x dot sum of the characters, and the characters we want to do character cast to an integer. So take that letter, turn it into a number, and then we want to subtract a and add 1 to that number. Get the maximum one and return it. What's max? So this, actually that sorts. We want to order by that, descending, and return the first. I believe is what we want to do. So if we wanted to one-line this thing, it would look like this. Which I don't want to one-line it, just for the record. Just for the record, I don't want to one-line this. So we're gonna pull that back out. So that's slightly nicer that way. Boxy Baby, will it not matter? I guess I did the calculation based on the instructions of the problem, but you're right, I think, that it will get the same value. So... Unicode, exactly, yes, that's what I was saying, as Bruce Riggs mentioned. Unicode and ASCII will line up for a good portion of the stuff. Yes, wherever ASCII is, they line up. So every bit of ASCII lines up with Unicode, so yes. Did I leave this stuff down here like this? Yes, I did. You know what? I'm just going to put this in. We're just going to do this over in Code Wars right now. Is it right there? Yep, there it is. Save that. See what it does. We have link, we have collections. Hey, it passes. And your suggestion that I wouldn't need this, so we can just cast them, doesn't always line up. So apparently there are some circumstances where that doesn't work. So let's take a look, just to answer that question, Boxy Baby. Where does it not work if you didn't do that? What did we return back for this test? We said climbing, the answer was volcano. Okay. So if we think about this, climbing versus volcano, what's... So Boxy Baby, by not subtracting the A, here's the concept. Let me illustrate. ASCII A value. ASCII table, where's A? A is right here, decimal value of 97. Okay, so we have the letter A, which is 97. So 97, and then, but it's supposed to be or 97 or 1, right? But the problem is, if we then add if we add B, right? 2. Whereas in one circumstance, this is adding additional letters is very insignificant here. So like two letter Z's, for example, like if I did the word pizza, right? That would be a total of 52. But if I did like 3 A's, for example, that's going to be 3. But if I do it this way, then 3 A's is going to equal, almost 300, right? Whoops, almost 300. And 2 Z's, did I leave that ASCII table up somewhere? Did I get rid of the ASCII table? I guess I don't know why I'm looking up the ASCII table, since the Z is not going to be that much further. It's going to be 26 more than this. So, what? 2 Z's is only going to be about 250, right? So, in this case, we're supposed to pick the Z, but we pick the A's instead. And so that's why we have to do the subtracting by A, is to get us back to a normalized value. So, we subtract A, and then we add 1. Very, very cool. I heart coding. Yeah, that's actually awesome. I am still coding. Welcome back. Glad you made it back to the stream. But I have actually used Android Studio, and man, is it better than it was before. Oh, geez, is Android Studio upgraded. So, really good stuff there. So, there we go. So we look at this. Yep, see, that person just did the same thing I did, but did it, they did an order by and a last. I did a descending and a first. Concept is the same. Oh, this is interesting. They just subtracted 96 instead of subtracting the letter A. I thought subtracting the letter A was fine. Use Android Studios on Windows without getting... Karma Lightwing, yeah, no, I have used Android Studio on Windows without getting PTSD from it. Yep, that's true. Heck, I've used Objective-C for iOS dev stuff. It's actually... Oh, yeah, the aggregate one would probably be really fast, Wheatlaw. That is true. It's much less resource hungry now. When I used it, it was a right pain. Yeah. Oh, you were running on Mac. That is cool. That is cool. Do. Split. You know, Wheatlaw, we actually do aggregate. We actually do aggregate something in our C# project. Ah, there you go. I heart coding. That's you forgot to kappa that one. That was good. Okay, I like that one. That was not bad. That was not bad. See, they give me permission to author my own kata. I should author a kata on here now. Check and mate. Is check and is mate. Both functions are given two parameters. Players. Okay, so this is a chess one to figure out best users. Why is the normalization mathematically relevant? Don't get... Worldwake, are you talking about normalizing to those numbers? I just showed an example with those numbers. Showing the values. Expected input, what is this? There we go. Yeah, I checked out the numbers, but why does it break if it doesn't start from 0? It needs to start from 1, Worldwake. It needs to start from 1. Wait, why am I getting a Twitch warning? Twitch is currently investigating site-wide loading issues. Thanks for the heads up, Twitch. Lovely. Okay, so the tests do pass here. That's good. So that runs just fine. So I wanted to get the test there in a better spot before we did that, but I will gladly show you. Here is the challenge. If I were to test this, we want to see... Okay, so thinking about this right here, Worldwake, just to discuss this problem, because it's kind of interesting. The value of this, according to the instructions of the problem, A's are worth 1. So that means that the value of this should be 3, and the value of this should be 52, because if an A is worth 1, a Z is worth 26. So that makes that 3 versus 52. The problem is, when I run this... Coding Karma, are you Karma Lightwing? Oh, wait, oh, right, my code's working right now. So this passes, right? This is the code that we said is good. This is the one that normalizes those values to 1, Worldwake. And so then when we do that, this works fine. Now let's go and not do the normalization. So I'm going to cut that code, and we're going to just convert to an integer. And remember, that means that the A is going to be like the number 97 or something like that. And we're going to say 97 times 3 compared to 123 times 2. So we're going to end up comparing about 300 to about 250 and pick the wrong one. So when I run this, you'll see that it's going to come back and it will have chosen AAA, which only has a value of 3 and should be much smaller. So what that means is, without normalizing, we have thrown the calculation off by a lot. So that's why we have to do that normalization. So subtracting by A, essentially, so A in this case has a value of 97, so we're saying if you have an A here, then subtract 97 from the A, you know, by subtracting the same letter. So it converts them all to ints automatically so that math can happen. That's the concept. Hey, that's funny. I still had my BattleNet program running. So you guys got to listen to a beep as someone logged into Overwatch. Alright, so that works. let's take a look at this code. Much better code. Check and mate. Yeah, thanks, Crimson Green. Yep, that was a small beep. Speaking of which, I'm planning on doing a gaming stream at some point. I don't know what it'll be, but hopefully it'll be a fun one. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this channel or on my other channel, my gaming channel. We'll see. Since I think there might be some new people here, we're gonna take a look at this kata, see if we can do this, make this one work. But a couple of things I want to mention. If you haven't yet, you are interested, check out our Discord. It is a chat application where you can talk with me and our other developers here in the stream. I linked to the Discord over in the chat. You can also find links down below. And if you're interested in seeing any of the code we do here on the stream, you can find that over on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. So, okay, let's see what we can find. Check and mate, huh? Sort of, Boxy Baby. I don't game on it very much, but I do have one. You never would have guessed that that would be the name of it, would you, Boxy Baby? Thanks, Crimson Green. Alright, so we have an isCheck method and an isMate method, and tests on both of these. So that's two separate methods that need testing. In this one... Oh, geez. They want us to print out strings saying that that's the... Man, that seems less than fun right now. I don't want to do that. What's this one? Handshake problem? What's the handshake problem? I knew that sneaky ninja was related to you. Johnny is a farmer, and he annually holds a beet farmers convention. Drop the beat. Every year he takes photos of farmers handshaking. Johnny knows no two farmers handshake more than once. He also knows that some of the possible handshake combinations may not happen. However, Johnny would like to know the minimal amount of people that participated this year just by counting all the handshakes. Help Johnny by writing a function that takes the amount of handshakes and returns the minimal amount of people needed to perform these? Farmers handshake. Okay. Well, this is going to be some mind-numbing math that we'll try here. Nothing like doing this hours into a stream. And as per usual, we're not using test cases. You know what? Here, I'm going to hop over into the other code again. Return 1. Test failed. Expected. Yeah, see, I can't see what the actual failures are because they don't write these right. Alright, so what do we need to do? This just seems like mathing it. Like, you basically just return back math and like a math number. So it's how many each pair would have. So if we had so we had a single handshake, that implies 2 people as the minimum number. If we have A, B, and C, if we had 3 people, there would be an A and a B and a C, and an A and a C. Right? 3 handshakes would imply 3 people. 1 handshake implies 2 people. There had to be at least that number in order for that to happen. Yeah, I don't... Isn't the number of handshakes just -2? No? 3 handshakes is 3 people. Now I heard coding. It's a simple math problem, but it's not that crazy. It's what is this? Math. I don't even remember what it's called. It's not one of these. It's permutations. Thank you, Wheatlol. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's like... circular permutations. So, let's see. For example, writing tuples. There are 6 permutations of the set 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see? So we want to find how many pairs there are within a group. So every handshake means that there's a pair of 2 people that could have done a handshake together. So what I don't remember is what the math is on that. I mean, we looked up permutations, but that doesn't mean much. We could do this. We could actually just do math. We assume there was 1 person, because so we always assume at least 1. It looks like required people. People. Then we want to do something like for int I in handshakes. Whoops, I. You. Yeah, that was weird. There's a handshake that implies 2 people. If there's 2 handshakes, that does not imply... Wait, doesn't two handshakes would imply 3 people, right? Yeah, having 2 handshakes would... 2 or 3 handshakes would require 3 people. So 0 equals 1. 1 equals 2. 2, 3 equals 3. If there were 4 handshakes, that means it was 4. But it's actually 4, 5, or 6 would equal 4. 2 handshakes will require 3 people. Yeah, exactly, Wheatlaw. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So, if we were going to have 5 handshakes, that would be 7. Nice, Derp Lord. That's good. Programmer humor. Or techie humor? I'm not sure what to call that. Oh, man. Oh, nothing like mathing. Handshake so returns the minimal amount of people to perform the handshake. I will click this link. I trust Wheatlall. No way Wheatlall would send me something dangerous. Yes, exactly. We have a permutation. Order doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when these happened. So we're saying that this was A and B. This was A and B. B. This was AB. This was AB. B. AC. BC. This was AB. AC. AD. BC. BD. CD. No, yeah, I'm gonna look at that again, Wheatlall. That's why I didn't close it. It was here. These are the hardest to explain, so we'll come back to this later. Oh, God. Yeah, see? Yeah. We don't allow repetition, though. We meant without repetition. We want without repetition. We don't allow repetition. Yeah, that is actually a good point. It is just that, isn't it? So... yeah, we want, yeah, thanks, I Heart Coding. A does a handshake with everyone except itself. B does a handshake with everyone except itself. Yeah, exactly, Derplord. It's going to be a factorial style problem, which means it gets large very fast because if you have 3 people, they could do a handshake with every other person. So it's like n minus 1 factorial is what we're looking at, right? Because A does 2, so if there's 3 people, it is... N is the number of things to choose from, and we choose R of them. No repetition, order doesn't matter. Yeah. N factorial divided by R factorial times N minus R factorial. So we don't actually have to do it the math way. We could do it the programmer way. So how can we solve this? So we want to say Hang on. That is less than the number of handshakes. Okay, so for every handshake that we've got, oh, nice, S&B, that's just wonderful. Could be WorldWake. Tired of flipping off of that thing. So it's n divided by that, where n is the number we're trying to solve for. R is 2, which means we don't ever have to actually factorial that. And I can't type today. Previous. Actually, required number of people. Required number of people. We're gonna say, yeah, return the required number of people. If we reach that point, we want to break before assigning the next required number of people. So we need to say, hey, welcome IT tech lead. Thanks for following. Do 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 do. Number of handshakes will always exceed the number of people. Yeah, no problem. The instructions are right there. It's kind of small. Make it a little bigger so you can see it. And what do we... So we're saying... So if we did that, let's test this on the 2-3 scenario. Let's think about these numbers. So actually, let's do it with the 4. So 4 is going to be 4, 12, so 24. So when you have, actually that's not going to be the number, it's going to be, yeah, you have 4 people. 4 people, you're going to have 24 is your value on top. So you're going to end up with, so when n equals 4, you're going to say (24) divided by 2 So 4 factorial is 2. 2 factorial is 2 times 4 minus 2 factorial. So it's 2 factorial, so that's 2, so that'd be divided by 4. That'd be divided by 4. You end up with 6. So that gets us the number 6, which is the top end of that. So when n equals 4, the combinations is 6. Hey, Worldwake, have a good one, thanks. Take care. Glad you were able to hang out for a bit. And everybody else, make sure you click that follow button if you haven't. We don't always do math stuff, but we do a reasonable amount of programming in various languages, C#, JavaScript, and we've done a few others as well. We did some game programming earlier in the stream. Combinatinos. Combinations. That looks right. So that gets us the top number. So we can do that calculation to find the top number of each one. Exactly, IT Tech Lead. That's why 4, 5, and 6 number of handshakes could all be there for 4 people. Yep. Hey, Brook Guy, welcome. Thanks for following. So that's the idea there. So you need top number of participants minus 1 plus 1. We need to know the number of participants that there were at least that many participants, because we assume if everybody shook hands we could get to at least that number. So yeah, Will, exactly. We're just finding a combination on this. Cosmin, hey, welcome. Thanks for following. So let's make a public int get combination. We're just going to make real fast, so that's the number of combinations for this. So if 4 shakes, you determine how many people needed for 3 handshakes, then add 1 to it. That doesn't quite work, because 4, 5, and 6... So at 6 handshakes, minus 1 wouldn't get you what you needed. You'd want to do... if you had 5 handshakes... 6 handshakes? Yeah, because 4, 5, and 6 is all going to be 4 handshakes. Pimplack, you've done this one. Nice. This one is mildly mind-numbing right now. So we'll get the number for n. Return. We know our number is always 2. Whoops. Did not mean to scroll down there. If n equals 1, turn 1. return n times fact, whoops, static that, return n times fact minus 1. So there's our factorial. Our combination is going to be fact of n divided by 2 times fact of n minus 2, right? 2, n minus 2 factorial. That should get us our combinations. But the combination is very simple. In this case, it is a triangular number, I think. So reverse triangular number formula. I've worked a bit in combinations before, not reverse though. Yeah, this seems weird. Using the formula, there can be overflow. There's a simple way to prevent it. What's that, Will? But a triangular number is easy. Int get combinations. So that'll get us the number of combinations we have for any given number. Okay, so while hang on, do while get combinations for required people combinations for the required number of people. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so if this comes back with 5, if this comes back with 4, combinations. Hang on. Wait. Less than get combinations. We're giving the number. So we're giving the number 4. So we're saying that if that is less than, well, the number of combinations is less than the number of handshakes. Okay, which means if we did so if we had 3 required people, we would have gotten 3 handshakes would have been the amount that the combination comes back with. So that is less than the number of handshakes. It's less than the number of handshakes. So as soon as we've exceeded that, that's our number of people. Required people plus on that. Does that work? Stack Overflow! You were totally right, Will. I Stack Overflowed that thing. Alright, we'll do it with loops. So factorial is instead going to be a loop. I equals n I is greater than 0, I minus minus, we will do sum equals sum equals n, sum times equals I. Return sum. Did I get that right? Sum n, well, it's greater than 0. Keep multiplying it by that. Tempted to divide by 0. Nice. I assume that doesn't happen in any of the sample tests. Tempted to divide by 0. Nice. Now, I is greater than 0, so this will never be 0. N minus 2. If n is less than 1, I'll just say it's less than 2, return 1. Did I still try to divide by 0? Oh, okay, good. Expected 4, but was 3. Continue to dry run in your comments up to 6 handshakes. This will show you the pattern. I think you are on the wrong path, IT Tech Lead. Okay, I could be. Wait, I have 6 handshakes. That's 6 handshakes right there. Fireralt, which I apologize for butchering your name, but welcome, thanks for following. So 1 handshake is 2 people, yes. 2 handshakes is 3 people. Yeah, it's 2 or 3 handshakes is 3 people, yes. 4, 5, or 6 handshakes is 4 people. So I'm saying if we get the number of combinations, right? If our combinations math is right, that's the question. Did we combination correctly? We're saying for a required number of 5 people. So we'll say n equals 5. 5 factorial, just to make sure we don't mess up that math, should be 5 times 4 times 3 times, times 2. Should be 120. So we're saying that's 120 divided by, and then we're saying divided by 2 times 3 factorial, and 3 factorial should be 6. results in, what, 10? So that means that we're saying that 7, 8, 9, 10 equals 5. That should be the number of combinations there. Wheatlol, I will take a look at that. Number of people, 1 equals 2, 2 equals 3, 3 equals 4 equals 4. 4 does not, 5, 6, 6 handshakes should still be 4, wouldn't it, IT Tech Lead? I think it would be. A, B, A, B. A, C. Oh, that's funny. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. So it's doing like what we would call like almost like adding that number each time. Yeah, IT Tech Lead, it should be. Whoops, forgot I could do that. Not going to do that. We'll do this. So we're thinking that I got my combinations wrong. We'll assume that I implemented my combinations wrong, and we'll take a look at it this way. So, that's 2 gets you 1, 3 gets you that, so it's three handshakes would be so if we do it this way, we would be well, there you go. Thanks, Wheatlol. You're right, my math was wrong. Which means the rest of my logic was right, just mathed wrong in the factorial or combination calculation, one or the other. Could be Wheatlol. Could be. It should determine the number of it still should have gotten us the number of handshakes that would happen for any given number of people. N times n minus 1 over 2. Yeah, see? There you go, Derp Lord. You're right, because that is the math for doing an added, like the thing I did with this. That is that math. So if we instead said, what it would be, acquired people times acquired people minus 1 divided by 2. In theory, that should get us the same result. Method name expected. What did I do? Hang on. Oh, derp. Times derp. Yes. Because, it shouldn't need the plus 1. No, it should be minus 1. And, thanks, Sam, Shaka, and, Wolfie for those follows. Greatly appreciated. Derp. Weird. Yeah. No. Crazy, 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 crazy. Wheatlaw, you might not realize what part, maybe you're trying to calculate a different part of the problem. So, don't know. Either way. So, things I want to mention. For anyone who hasn't yet, go check out our Discord. It's actually really awesome. There are a lot of people in there, plenty of other developers to chat with. There's actually a lot of good discussion that goes on in our Discord, so if you've been in other Discords about software development, stuff like that, ours is the most active one that I know of, so feel free to check it out and chat with me or the other developers outside of the stream. And if you want to see any of the code that we do here on the stream, we work on some ongoing projects, and you can find all that code at github.com/devchatter. I recommend you check it out. Lastly, if you haven't yet, click that follow button to make sure that you get notified when we go live. And if this is a YouTube video, then click like and subscribe or something like that, because I put these on YouTube as well. And if you're wondering about that, the YouTube videos are over at youtube.com/c/devchatter, and you can find a link over there. Also links to all this stuff down below. I'm going to be resurrecting our series of learning C#. So we're going to do a beginner series. So if you know anyone that is interested in learning C#, wants to learn how to code, I am going to be bringing another streamer on with me. So we're going to do same time. I'm going to teach him how to code here live on the stream. So it won't just be me telling you stuff. There will be a learner going at the same time. So That way you guys can all see that. He's really awesome, and we're going to have him on the stream for at least, a couple of those streams. So we're going to bring back our Learn to Code in C# series. So if you know anyone that wants to learn, or you want to help out as other people learn, feel free to show up. I'm going to be promoting that. Feel free also to promote it. That link, I believe, should still work for all of them. Anyway, other stuff I want to mention. The streams, if you haven't taken a look, you can ask our bot for when our streams happen here. On DevChatter, we stream 4 times a week on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at about 2 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays, and about noon on Thursdays, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. But I just told you that in my time zone. If you want it in your time zone, just ask our bot for the schedule. Tell it, roughly speaking, where you are. You can, just pick something else in your time zone if you don't want to be like, oh, I don't want you to know where I live. I mean, you can pick a country. And it will get you back that information, as Stoolpenner illustrates right there. Also, you can check down below in the panels below the stream. You'll find a widget down there that will show you in the time zone that you live in. So it just figures out where you are and will get you that information. Anyway, I want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with me today. You know what? I'll roll the credits. I haven't rolled the credits recently. So we're getting a credit roll, everybody. Why is that not going away? There it goes. So I want to make sure that I thank all of our moderators for showing up. Lucky number 7, Stoolpenner. I saw S&B and Crimson Green here as well. Thank you for helping out. We had a whole bunch of nice followers that showed up today. So thank you everybody for following the stream. It is always appreciated. I love it when you guys chat and everything like that. Makes it fun. And Matt VRB, thank you very much for that subscription today. Hope to see you back frequently. Enjoy your egg and your emotes. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Yeah, Boxy Baby, we are rolling them credits. Take care, everybody. I will see you. Happy coding. And, we're back in 21 hours. So, take care.